Welcome to What's a Beautiful Life Anyway? I'm your host, Jill Bennett. This is the channel that shares ideas to help you live your best life, because life can be beautiful if you live consciously. Welcome to this week's edition of What's a Beautiful Life Anyway? How we feel about ourselves can be affected by how confident we feel about the way we look. And to live our best life, most people want to look their best. My guest today is Anna in Style. Hi, Anna.
Hello, Jill. Thank you for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure. We've got a slight delay, people, so I hope it doesn't make your listening enjoyment any worse, but it's internet problems. I'm in Mallorca and Anna is in
Slovenia.
Slovenia. So you've got a multinational call here today, which is fantastic. Now, Anna believes you have the right to be who you are, and she can support you in making it work for you. Anna can be your companion, your gentle guide, your fashion Sherpa through the fashion landscapes of countless possibilities in this modern world we live in. Yes, Anna is into personal styling and visual branding, and even personal styling for women who don't feel they need one. I think everybody possibly needs one, but even if you feel you don't need one. So yeah, if you want to find your style, then stop taking fashion advice. Anna, when we talked last week, you told me a funny story about how you got into styling. Can you say it again for our listeners so that they can understand?
Yeah, I will be happy to. I love telling this story because it's like a fairy tale. So I was a miserable gray mouse that turned into a desirable woman. And I wasn't always, shiny, beautiful, memorable, pleasant to talk to, even. I was, as I mentioned, miserable. I was depressive as well. And one day I was at an event and we were told to make a wish. And the most impossible wish we could think of. And my wish was that I could turn from a pessimist into an optimist. It was unimaginable for me at that time that this would be even possible. What happened is the next day I got an email. It was my usual newsletter, and there was this newsletter person had a JV partnership with someone who offered personal styling course. And I wasn't used to invest in my image, in how I looked. I did make sure I had proper clothing of good quality and all that, because I come from a family of artisans. And aesthetics was a value in my family. But it was somehow, I'm trying to find the word, something common, nothing special. You just needed to know how you look. Nobody would tell you how you need to look.
Yeah.
And it was the first time that I invested in learning how to dress, because I was always, buying courses for business and all that, and for my education, formal education. And yes, when I did that, my life changed almost overnight. It had such a huge impact on me and my surroundings. And so, yeah.
Yeah. No, I just think you're right, because we all have the power. If we are feeling miserable, depressed, whatever, we all have the power to snap out of that. And sometimes we think that other people can make us happy, other people can help make us successful, but actually they can't. The only person who can help you is you. You can't rely on external forces. It really has to come from inside you. So I think you're absolutely right. It is a bit daunting interviewing a personal stylist. I just didn't know what to put on today. So I just threw on something very casual. But tell us, Anna, why is our personal style so important?
Well, first of all, casual is also a part of our personal style. So, I mean, you can be stylish whatever you put on if you know what your attraction style is.
Yeah.
So, the attraction style is something that is a red thread through everything. What holds your style, your uniqueness together. And I forgot the question. Could you please repeat it
Yeah,
again?
no, yeah. Why is our personal style so important?
Yes, it is important because it makes us memorable, first of all. It brings us confidence because we know our values and we are aware of them all the time. Our personal style is like a reminder of who we are. It's not just expression of our inside, of our essence. It's also a tool. I cannot emphasize this enough, and it's not emphasized at all in the general public that your style is not just an expression, it's a tool that can be used, and usually it is underutilized.
Yeah, yeah. I think you're right. Our first impressions on people when we meet them is one of the most important. And only something like 8% of the 100% of the impression you make is what you say. What you say is actually a very small part of it. It's how you look, it's your mannerisms, it's your eye contact, it's your body language, it's everything. And obviously the way you look is a huge part of that, because that's the first thing people are going to see when they meet you. um Now, I know you have a great formula for success. Would you like to tell us about that?
Oh, yes, there are the C's. It's confidence, comfort, and convenience. And this is really a magic formula because it has everything you need. First of all, you need to feel confident in what you are wearing. You can just imagine how it feels like when something is itching or tugging or, you cannot concentrate.
No, no.
It's irritating. And the confidence, when you know what you're wearing, you feel when you intentionally choose what you're wearing, you will feel confident because in general the fashion is looked at something as a hit or miss. When you see for example experts commenting on the red carpet garments the and gowns, this year this one got it right, this year this one, oh, it's a total miss. So it's a hit or miss, and we think that how we dress is a hit or miss, but it's far from that. It cannot, it doesn't need to be a hit or miss. You can hit your style every day, and you don't have any bad styling days anymore if you know the formula, if you know your unique formula, what
Yeah,
works for you.
yeah,
And the third one is convenience. I'm a huge advocate for convenience because in the modern world, and especially if you're a strong woman, a dynamic woman, you're handling so many things at once. Maybe you have children, maybe you have an important career, maybe you're just a dynamic person overall, maybe you have thousands of ideas, and there's so many things to do in a day. You don't want to waste your time on choosing what to wear
Yeah.
or taking care of your clothes or, many different aspects that are time stealers unnecessarily. And also, I would like to mention at this point, not just time, but also space. We own too many things that we don't wear normally. And it's like 80% we don't wear, and only 20% are really the items that we wear on the everyday basis. And so that's a huge waste of space, especially if you're traveling. I mean, how large does your travel case need to be when you travel, right?
Oh,
So here comes the versatility. The versatility is a really important part. And I think, as far as I observe, this is going to be a major factor in the future as well because of the sustainability aspects, sustainability, sorry,
yes,
factor.
yes. We need to be so much more aware, don't we? The whole, I can understand companies like Primark having very cheap clothing, but I think that encourages people to buy lots and throw it away when they've worn it once or twice. If you buy a piece of clothing that's a signature piece that you pay more for, it's very well made, then it's something you can have for years. Or if you do find you grow out of it, I've grown out of half of my clothes at the moment, I'm hoping to get back into them. Or you really just don't, you've grown bored with it, you can sell it on or give it away. There's nothing nicer. I've got a whole load of stuff here to go to a charity sale that's about to happen, and it means it'll get used again. And my daughter, who's 22, she thinks nothing of going to the charity shop to look for clothes, or anywhere where there's secondhand clothes. There's that great app called Vinted where people are selling on their clothes. And I think if you're the sort of person who wears things once or twice, it's a brilliant thing to do, because you're being more sustainable, you're helping the planet. So no, I love that. I love the whole comfort, confidence, and convenience. And yeah, my wardrobe definitely doesn't follow that. I think I need to work on it a little bit more. Certainly at the moment, the comfort isn't there for me in many of my clothes. Anna, so many busy mums find it hard to even find time for a shower in the day. How can you help them to look and feel their best?
First of all, I'm one of those moms. And my advice is start in the morning. I do like this. I do my makeup when I wash my face. And I use the makeup of high quality because it doesn't smudge.
Yeah.
It's important what kind of products we use. I only use 3 products.
Wow.
It's my eyeliner, my lip tint, because it doesn't smudge. You can have it, you can wear it all day long and it will look perfect. Okay, when you eat, you may need to correct a bit here and there, but that's it. So it stays put, and this is important. And I do my eyebrows just with a little brownish so that they're a bit darker. And that's it. And when I go on Zoom, for example, I would put a little powder so that my complexion doesn't shine.
Okay.
That's all I need. And someone would say, okay, you look beautiful, you look young. Yes, because I wear my colors. That's another thing that is hugely important. When you wear your colors, when you wear your shades, your wrinkles will not be visible. It is it is amazing what the colors you wear can do to your face. Either the wrinkles are everywhere, even if you don't have them in reality, or they completely disappear. It's not so much the lighting and the makeup as it is the colors you surround yourself with. So this is one, and the versatility again. If you are a mom, a work from home mom, you can wear a simple basic bottom and top, and then you only change your upper items to address the occasion you are going to need them for.
Yeah. Yeah, really good advice. I know when I used to live in Surrey and work in London, so I had an hour-long commute in the morning and again in the evening, and I had 2 young children at home. And I used to have to wear suits, or certainly a smart sort of skirt or trousers and shirt to work. And yeah, it was, I managed because I used to get up very early before the children woke up, have my shower, do my makeup and everything else. But I do remember once putting on a suit, and luckily I didn't have my jacket on, and I was about to hand the baby over to a nanny I had, and the baby was sick all over me. But I just had to quickly go out and change my shirt so that I could get my train. So good advice. And I think especially when you're working at home, I mean, I have worked at home with my pajama bottoms on before now when I've been in a rush and I've just put a nice shirt on and done my hair and my makeup. I think it's interesting hearing that the makeup that you wear, you are still young. I think at my age, I mean, I use a mineral powder foundation on top of a primer. I do a full skincare regime. So I have like 5 steps in my skincare regime. I cleanse, I tone, serum, eye cream, and day cream. Oh, and I actually use a neck cream as well. So then I use my serum and my mineral powder. And then I use an eyeliner, a brow pencil. What else do I use? Oh, a lip liner. And I mean, I've only today got lip, like a lip salve on. And then I use mascara. So I do a little bit more than you, but I am older and my children no longer rely on me to get them up in the mornings. But, as I was a career woman, and with me, it was just getting up early and having, making sure my husband did his bit in the morning as well. So what advice would you give to career women to help them look their best and feel their best, but still get to work on time?
Yeah, I mean, they can adapt this as well, this routine, less is more.
Yeah.
And also wearing your colors, absolutely. Make sure your makeup, and you mentioned the skincare routine. It's very important, of course. The skin needs to be healthy. And the shapes with the career women, especially if you notice that you have like masculine features on your face, you need to pay attention to what shapes you put around your face. Very important.
That's interesting. And what would you say is a sort of masculine shape to the face?
Maybe stronger eyebrows. The facial shape is more angular. For
Yeah.
example, my facial shape is masculine, but you will not notice because I
No?
know what to put around it.
Yeah. It's
So,
fascinating.
yes, it is amazing how colors and shapes reshape the face. It's really amazing to see
So
and incredible.
I've got quite a square face. I don't know whether it's square or round, square, I think. So what shape should I really be wearing here?
Yes, if your facial shape is square, you will want to wear angular shapes around your face.
Okay.
Because if you're angular, you need to put angular so that your face will appear softer.
Okay.
Many women make a mistake and they think they will look more feminine if they wear flowery floral patterns, and that's far away from the truth. If you have an angular features, you need angular things around you so that your features will appear softer.
Okay. I don't really like flowery things. And when they came into fashion this summer and everyone was wearing these flowery tiered dresses, I just thought, not for me. I can't see me wearing that.
Yeah, floral patterns and ruching are really, really delicate things to work with. They're super fashionable and all that boho style. Yeah, we all love it. But not many people look great in it. I'm
No,
sorry. I don't,
no,
and I don't wear them.
no, the same. I don't. And so many of the fashions this year were so long, and I'm 5'2.5". No good for me. I was looking for a dress for my daughter's graduation, and everywhere I went, it was these flowery, long tiered dresses. And I just said to the ladies in some department stores, "Well, you've got nothing for people my height, nothing at all." I did find one in the end, and I think it's not floral. It has got a pattern on, but it's not floral. Oh, so fascinating, so fascinating. Um, so Anna, we've talked about women, maybe having an angular face or a more masculine face, but sometimes, like when I was in the corporate world, which was quite some time ago, we did feel, and especially in the 80s and the 90s, that we needed to be a power dresser. So in the 80s, we had the big shoulder pads and we wore suits and shirts and things to work. But today, I guess there's a version of that. We just tend to maybe wear more masculine clothes in an attempt to succeed in a man's world. How can people change if they've found themselves caught in that trap?
Yes, this is a very delicate topic and it needs to be adjusted to every individual separately because here the individuality needs to come out. The corporate dressing is very strict, you know. The rules are very defined and clear, and there is not much room to play around with. But with subtle details, you can create a lot, especially again with color, with jewelry if it's allowed. And usually it is allowed, subtle things that don't stand out too
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
And with the hairdo and with the makeup, and all this means nothing if you don't work on your inner self, on your inner image,
yeah,
on your inner feeling, and this touch with your femininity. And this is something you do at home,
yeah,
in the comfort of your home, in the comfort of your intimate surroundings. And then, if you have this aligned with your essence, you will shine in your office attire completely in a completely different way.
yeah. Oh, that sounds great. I love that you work on yourself internally because that's so true, isn't it? Now, Anna, you're the creator of the Feng Shui apparel system. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, it's a system and it works with energies. And not only energies, it has elements of architecture and um, spirituality, I would say, as well.
Mm.
So different components and also poetry. And everything works, it transforms your apparel into an armor that protects you. For example, if you are very sensitive, if you are an empath and you are affected by other people easily, it can create a barrier between yourself and your surroundings. Not to keep you away from them, but to bounce the negativities from you and keep your core intact. And the same goes if you're, for example, a maverick. people usually don't respond well to change, to something new. They need time, they want to stay with familiar things. And if you're a trailblazer, you sometimes feel lonely when you're presenting your ideas, your new innovative things. And with this kind of dressing, again, you protect your fragile inner core so that you can appear strong and powerful on the outside and protect your inner need for validation from the inside.
Great advice. It sounds wonderful, that system. It sounds very, very interesting. Now, I know you've got a great freebie to offer to anyone who's listening in today, your attraction style quiz. Tell us a little bit about that, please.
Yeah, well, attraction style is the way, what is this special thing we have that attracts other people to us? Not only partners, also business partners, intimate partners, friends, people on the street, whoever. What is it about us that raises interest in other people? And this quiz, of course, it's a bit of it looks like a game. It's to relax and enjoy. But what it does is it talks to your subconsciousness because it talks in symbols.
Ah,
So you can take the quiz and then you have a 5-day sequence, a email sequence that can reinforce what you found out about yourself. And both of them can give you a clear picture of where you're at, how good you know your attraction style really, because our upbringing can mess up the image about who we are.
yeah,
And it's quite often the case.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I will post a link up to that in the show notes, along with all of your links, your social media, your website, so people can know how to get hold of you and how to follow you and find out more about you. And Anna, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you so much for your lovely questions and your beautiful energy.
Oh, thank you, my darling. Thank you. Thanks so much for listening to this week's show. Check out all the links to the resources mentioned in today's episode and all my freebies in the show notes. See you next time.